Superiority is actually the individual living from the best part of himself. It is the individual using the talents that he possesses as wisely and in such friendliness as is possible. The superior person is the one who lives according to the highest concepts of his own character, conduct, or background. There is no reason why a superior person has to be a genius. Many geniuses are hopelessly unbalanced. But a superior person must have the fundamentals of a civilized human being. Now, in order to have those fundamentals, something has to be done with the intellect, the mind which is hard to harness, the mind which is constantly resisting law and order, the mind which is concerned only in the fulfillment of ambitions and has very little time or thought for self-improvement. So the only way you can do anything with the mind is to get it young and stay with it until you make it do the things that it is supposed to do. This is a different approach to education from what we have now. What we are really now trying to do is help the mind to be sneaky and safe at the same time. We expect the mind to break the rules and live happily ever afterwards. And in order to convince us of this, it has rearranged the rules so that the mind is miseducated to go on and perpetuate the sorrows and miseries of the human race. So the Confucianists decided that the main point was to find out, as far as we can, what constitutes superiority. For superiority, when it is properly acquired, lifts the individual from a previous level of inadequacy. Superiority is not an ultimate in itself by one grand dash towards education. Superiority is a constant growing in which the individual constantly lives above his own mistakes and corrects them and does all that he can to advance his life. This is what we should have in school. The mind should be taught that the most important thing is that it should be a benevolent organizer and a benevolent executive. It is like a country. The country has a good ruler, the people flourish. If it has a bad ruler, they suffer. If the ruler is ambitious, runs them into wars, debt, and revolution, the same thing happens in the human body. The sick sets in, and there is no immediate cure for it. So the Confucian says, let's start by diagnosing the requirements of a superior person. Now, most people think they're superior, and even when they know they're not, they don't want anyone else to tell them so, because there's certain pride in there also. We wish to be a success, and as we have set up a science of success as the result of breaking rules, we can break a few of them, and then the rules break us. So the Chinese says the first thing you have to do to teach the child is to give it the integrity necessary to develop into a purposeful person, a person who is superior. Now, what is a superior person? A superior person is one who is above committing inferior deeds. Anything that is destructive, anything that is selfish, anything that damages the public good or the private good must be considered as against the production of the superior person. The superior person must be a builder, not a wrecker. The superior person must put others before himself. He must recognize genius where it exists. He must serve integrity where he finds it. And in his personal life, he must keep the rules of the Confucian Code. And the Confucian Code is one of the earliest of the various world codes to include the statement that we should do unto others as we would wish that they would do unto us. It was integrity from the beginning. So the first step of education is to teach an individual what honesty is, why it is worthwhile, and why he must acquire it if he wishes to be happy. Now, he may find that he is surrounded by people who do not agree with this, And as we are likely to follow the leaders of our day, we soon lose sight of the problems of being superior, and very often end up by being inferior to the worst rather than superior to the best. So superiority includes a complete development of mental integration, a mind that in judgment is honest, a mind that is fair, a mind that is humane, a mind that is not self-centered to the degree that it will injure others